one of the fastest transfers of power from the greatest to the least, vice versa, that you've ever seen ever in the world. Okay? That's how this is gonna happen. It's not gonna take long at all. All right? But the best part about it, we don't have to save the whole nation. 66.6% of you don't have to make it. Y'all can be destroyed. You'll come back right later. But the elect is only 33%. That's not a lot to have to get taken care of, especially on the level that the Most High works on. You have more, right? Another one?
Yeah. Back in Psalms 10, it says, "He croucheth and humbleth himself, that the poor may fall by his strong ones. He hath said in his heart, the Most High hath forgotten. He hideth his face, he will never see it."
Yep.
Let me jump to verse.
This man loves to set up all his wicked devices and plans, and then pin it on somebody else and sit back and watch it play out. He loves to do that. So when somebody gets to blame, it's never him. But guess what? All fingers point back to you. And right when somebody, like right now, when somebody points the finger at him, they normally kill that guy. Then he'll point the finger. It wasn't me. He was pointing at the guy behind me. But that's his MO.
That's what Esau likes to change his identity.
Yep.
First I'm the Grecians, and then I'm the Romans.
Yep.
No, now I'm these people. Now I'm the Jews.
Yep.
So it would never stick.
Yep.
He would say, well,
that's not my
It's a
identity.
vagabond.
yeah. Well, they did it. No, I'm not them.
Yep.
You know, that's the spirit of Esau, man. He never wants to take responsibility for nothing that he does.
But want to keep getting away with what he do.
But keep doing this shit. But it's been working for a little season. It's been working.
For an age.
Yeah, for an age, it's been working.
Yeah, it says,
It's over though.
verse 13, it says, "Wherefore doeth the wicked contemn the Most High? He hath said in his heart, thou wilt not require it. Thou hast seen it, for thou beholdest mischief in spite to requite it with thy hand. The poor committeth himself unto thee. Thou art the helper of the fatherless. Break thou the arm of the wicked and evil man. Seek out his wickedness till thou find none." In other words, reveal all the wickedness that this devil was trying to hide within his secret counsels. Everything that he's trying to bring to pass, that he's trying to, all the devices that he's trying to cast against the tribes of Israel, you know, let that be exposed, you know. And not only, and he's been exposed through the service to prophets. That's why Esau is going to eventually try to, you know, make his move against us. But we know what the scriptures say about that. The moment he tried to make his move, man.
Set up the standard.
Yeah.
And
The Most High is waiting. The Most High is baiting you right now with us.
and we sincerely want you to make a move. Because once you make a move, the Most High gonna make his move, and that's when this shit gonna be popping up, kicked off.
Yeah, just like you devils trying to build a space force to fight against Yahweh and the angels. It's already written in this book. You going down, Esau. Quick. You know?
They're trying to, Esau's so contradictory. They're trying to build a space force, but they're trying to go to outer space.
Yeah, at the same time.
At the same time. They got Jeff Bezos as you know, that Amazon guy. He's, you know, committed over so many $1 billion to try to build what's that in movie Elysium?
Yeah.
To build a colony out there.
Yeah.
You know, Esau's trying. You can't run. You're not going to run for your judgment. You're going to have to pay, just like we had to pay. That's like we had to pay with our hardcore bondage and slavery. You're going to have to pay also, but you're going to pay with your blood on this side and your slave labor in the kingdom of heaven.
Yeah, Elon Musk trying to blow up, trying to nuke Mars and shit.
Yeah.
You know, the Lord put a fence around the earth, so you devils can't go out to the other planets. Van Halen though.
Soon as I step on the scene, I'm hearing music screaming, feeding for money and alcohol, but like the West Side player.
Only a missile, bro.
Yeah.
Only a missile.
Hey.
So look, you know what? We need to, because
How long should this endure?
I try to be mindful about it, but not to just put so much emphasis on the missiles, because that's one of the ways that the Most High is going to judge this place. But we can't tune out the laser fire from the chariots, man. Right?
Right.
Them angels is going to get down on this place, man.
Yeah.
Them lasers, we can't tune that. Every time we talk about destruction, we can't leave the chariots out, man.
Yeah.
The structure that the angels are gonna be bringing.
And when we brought up Brightburn last night, I was shooting lasers from his eyes.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like that,
Yeah.
but from a vehicle though.
Yeah.
You know, how much energy is that gonna come from? You saw what the lasers did in Independence Day. That's a Hollywood feature movie.
World of
War
Wars.
War of the Wars was the best depiction.
Yep.
Because it was showing people getting zapped to dust, to powder, like the scriptures say.
Yeah, more?
Yes,
I think
I'm-
Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 10, and I'm going to read down. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron
Hey,
rusteth.
so don't go down to Egypt for help, man. Don't go ask this government, this society, your white neighbor, whoever. Don't ask nobody for help, man. Call upon Yahweh Shemel Shah if you're an Israelite that believes.
That's all Jake know, man. Jake know how to go down and stand in the line and get EBT and get Section 8. So when the time of affliction come, when the time of tribulation, where Jake gonna go? They're gonna line up right there down whatever county building they can. And because that's all they know. They know to go to their enemy. They don't even know who the damn enemy is. You know, your enemy is the so-called white man, Esau, and these other heathen nations.
Yep.
That's who your enemy is, the Israelites, your so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans.
And
Don't
you
trust,
confuse
don't,
your
yeah,
face.
and you confuse your face. Don't trust your enemy. Like the scriptures say, oh, you got to read it, man. That's how,
So is his wickedness,
yeah.
though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wipe a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust has not.
I'm gonna say what you just said. For all you be like, but there's good white people out there. Yeah, there are. They're really jakes.
Yeah.
You know?
If they vibe with your spirit, they more than likely can take, man.
Yeah. But if you find yourself with Edomites and you just super chummy with Edomites and don't see the truth of what's in them, man, you a wicked ass dude.
You might be an Edomite, your
Oh,
damn,
yeah,
you might be
you
a tear,
be,
man.
yeah.
You know?
Thou shalt know that his rust has not been altogether wiped away.
He gonna show who he truly is. He is a facade he plays, and he can only do it for temporarily. He'll be cool and nice and humble and all that. Then all of a sudden he gonna turn, but it wasn't all of a sudden, because that's who he really is. Okay? That's the part that a lot of people don't understand. When somebody's acting cool and nice, and that's how you learn to deal with these Edomites around here, man. That's how you deal with them. You deal with them, right? That's how you deal with them. You deal with them with a long handled spoon, man. You got to. Because in society you got to deal with them, but you got to learn that you don't put your full trust and all your faith in the man like that. You put your faith in the Yahweh Shemel Shah.
You gotta remember, man, a snake, they could just lure, they could charm you and lure you close by them just to get you where they want you to be.
Yeah.
So when you get in that position, they clamping your ass, man. They gonna bite down and pierce you, man. Hey, going back to the mark of the beast. Esau got cold methods on how he gonna reel you niggas into this chip, man. He got cold ways, man, and he does everything gradually. Everything is in a slow, it's like a slow process that he make you a part of, so that he can slowly but surely lure you into it, man. That's what snakes do, man. They get up on you real slow, you know, just to get you close in position, man. That's why you don't get close. You don't get close by him, man. You get the fuck away from him. You gotta watch him. And if he does any good, it's to get you to get close to him. Okay?
Verse 12, set him not by thee, lest when he has overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words, and be pricked therewith. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent?
And what does it mean to be pricked? What does that mean? What does it mean to be pricked? To be stuck. You know?
Like if there's a thorn in your side, that's kind of where the analogy comes from. Let it be a thorn in your side. Let it be something that's constantly irritating that you can't let take your mind off of. It's always gonna bother you. It's always gonna be on your mind. Okay, let these words always be on the tip of your tongue and on the edge of your mind. So you never forget that this dude is going to turn on you the first moment he gets. The moment you put your guard down, he already got you.
In the last end.
Read that.
That's why it says in Ephesians the 6th chapter that you may quench the fiery darts of the wicked, man.
Right. Right.
You know, to withstand the wiles of the devil. The wiles are what? When you look up the Greek word is methodia, which means trickery, methods. Yep. Esau comes with all type of ways to basically trap you, man.
Yep. Devices, right?
Devices. He uses devices, man.
And that's what the brother just read goes right with what you said in Ephesians the 6th chapter. That's one of the pieces of body armor that hold it together. Okay, and if you can, we're talking about the looking glass, you know him like you know yourself, right? And if you can protect yourself against Esau, you can protect yourself against anybody. Because he's the most extreme, worst man on the planet.
He's such a charm, though.
Yeah.
He's such a charm. That's why you niggas are degenerates, man.
Yeah.
You know.
Read that snake charmer.
If somebody can get, I know it's in Isaiah where it talks about the bite of a serpent. It might be in Isaiah if I'm not mistaken. I'll look it up.
Sirach 12 and 12.
Yep.
Set him not by thee, lest when thou hast overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand.
The worst thing is for somebody to take you out and assume to be you. That's what this man does. He assumes everything about you as well. Okay? But he'll sit there and learn, hey, we see it all the time in these hood spots. Esau or even the other heathen, they'll learn to cook your food and the way you like it, seasoned and everything, and then what it really do? They'll take you up out of here after you learn the secrets and then replace himself with you. Hey, look at him.
And then hire the same Jake to come back to cook for him.
Yeah.
Because you go to all these restaurants, Chinese restaurants, Italian restaurants, so it's Jake back there cooking.
Yeah.
It ain't no one of their nation or their race back there preparing the food like it's an authentic dish. It's Jake back there cooking.
I wouldn't trust him if it was.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
You know? Go ahead,
When he had overthrown thee, he shall stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith.
Especially at these last days, man. Because when shit hits the fan and he ain't in his comfort zone, he's already turned into dog eat dog but he's got the deception on him as well. So he's still playing like everything's all smooth, everything's all good. But what's really in his heart? But war is in his heart.
Yep.
Smoother than oil and butter, but war, you about to bring that out? But war is still in his heart.
That's the spirit of Esau. That's why you Jake's not even supposed to be around these damn Edomites, man. Because at the end of the day, they're trying to see how they can essentially work you, manipulate you. You know, that's the spirit of Esau, though, man.
People got a sour mind and I'm just cooking it up.
Yeah, that's right. That's what we're here to do. Waking them up.
Hey, who messed up the minds first?
Upside down, man.
Like I said, man, Esau, you're not supposed to even have Esau, like the scripture said, not at your right hand. Your right hand is supposed to be your person you put your most confidence in. You know, like Yahweh Shai is on the right hand of the Heavenly Father. All right, you ain't supposed to put no damn wicked ass devil on your right side, let alone be around you. Because he's gonna, at the end of the day, I don't care how you spin it, he is gonna, when the shit hit the fan, he gonna turn on you. He gonna be looking out for his and his only. He gonna be looking out for the best interests of him and his family. I don't give a shit how long y'all been friends in college, y'all grew up together, and if his spirit might be a Jake, he may be a Jake, but if it's an Edomite, you gonna know at the last end.
Yeah.
Verse 13, who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent?
On that verse?
Yeah.
Or any such as come nigh wild beasts?
Yeah, if you get out the vehicle in the African safari wilderness, ain't nobody gonna pity you if the hyenas or the lions or whoever eat you to pieces, man, rip you to shreds. Same thing with this devil. If you're up there playing with cobras and you get bit, you deserve that shit, man.
Swimming in the ocean and your ass get ate by a shark.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody
What you doing out there that far, man? You know?
Verse 14, so one that goeth to a sinner and is defiled with him in his sins, who will pity?
Yeah, so when you hanging around these people that do all these offenses against the Heavenly Father, before long you'll realize that you're up there offending the Heavenly Father as well. Okay?
I mean, going back to the beginning, the serpent,
Yep.
he charmed Eve,
Yep.
and he bit her ass, and he injected that venom into her, that poison, which was the wicked philosophies in her mind.
Yep.
And next thing you know, the sons of God becomes corrupted.
Yep.
That poison, man,
Yep.
from the serpent,
Yep.
beguiling Eve. You know, that's that same serpent, man.
Yep.
That's that same fucking devil, man. You know.
Verse 15, for a while he will abide with thee, but if thou begin to fall, he will not tarry. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagined how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood.
You don't want everything. You don't want your blood, your identity, and nothing's gonna satisfy you. Your riches, all your spoil, and all your valuables. He don't want it all. Okay? That's why he's next to you. That's why he's that close to you. So he can get that from you.
Hey, example. Prior to integration,
Yeah.
Jake we was doing better than some of them crackers, man.
Yeah.
Over there in the Midwest,
Yeah.
Jake was killing it. Jake had their own families, their own homes, their own vehicles. They was able to
Ways to make money.
They had the little dog and family dog. Jake had it all, man. And Jake had their family. They had their woman. Integration came, the civil rights, all that shit.
Yeah.
Look what happened to you niggas. You got too close to the serpent, man.
Yep.
You took on that venom. Now you niggas are bugged the hell out. You're a bunch of homosexuals. Your women are feminists. Okay? You broken homes, dysfunctional families. Okay? On drugs. Okay? Ever since you integrated with the serpent, man.
Right.
Same thing happened after the Civil War. Jake started to bubble. Jake started to, open their own businesses, run for, positions, have office. And what do? They trust the devil. Some of the so-called leaders, and they, I think it was the Republicans, gave your ass back over to the Democrats. They took the military out of the South to protect you, and it was worse than slavery after that.
Yep.
Best you get for trusting the damn devil. He's never gonna do right. Not by his word or his actions.
You let Lucifer Coon come in there and just
He led you
marry
right to the. He led you right to the snake, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
It won't even hurt.
Led you right to the snake pit.
You know?
Yeah, man.
Verse 17, if adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first.
Hold that, Bo. You shall read. Do you have that still? Ecclesiastes 6?
Yeah. Ecclesiastes 6 and 8. For some man is a friend for his own occasion, and will not.
Esau, at your right hand, the ace boom coon, or whatever, in that moment.
Benefits him.
Yeah, because it's gonna benefit him. But as soon as he find occasion, he gonna turn on you. Go ahead, bro.
For some men is a friend for his own occasion, and will not abide in the day of thy trouble.
Well, he won't be help you dig yourself out of it when you find yourself in trouble. Because when trouble finds you, he will be there first, but not to help you.
Hey, just like when these natural disasters hit places where Jake at, like for example, Katrina, what else, in Haiti, you had to,
shooting Brawny,
tissue.
pick her up at you.
Bro.
She gave you toilet paper, man, because he's full of shit.
And there is a friend.
And they also had secret mercenaries in Puerto Rico killing people.
Same thing in Katrina.
Same thing with Katrina.
Yeah.
Same thing in Houston.
Same thing in Haiti.
Yeah. Remember that bum said, I ain't going over there, they killing people at the shelter.
They was like, oh shit, that was live.
Right. and then all that money that they raised to donate, they donated to what agencies?
Clinton Foundation.
Red Cross.
Which is then Red Shield.
Red Shield.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Rothschild.
Rothschild.
Yeah.
All that money's going right back to these devils. These devils fuck you up and then they pocket the money.
And they said they haven't received no money from I believe it was Haiti.
Oh, Haiti,
They didn't receive nothing. They still waiting on their money.
Yeah, Bush got on there and said, I know you guys are sending your canned goods and your clothes and your medicine. Just send your money. With a grin on his face, man. It's fucking devil, man. And what they gonna do with that? They gonna pocket it. You see Haiti right now, it's still fucking.
Bro.
And it's been 10 years?
13 years or almost.
13.
I think so.
2010.
2010. Okay,
Yeah, almost 10 years.
Quick one. Real quick. And then right back. So Rock 14 and 7. And if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly. And at the last, he will declare his wickedness. Yeah, so Rock 14 and 7. And if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly.
He don't want to do it. He do it to
It's
keep
off a show.
position
Yeah.
or for show. Yeah.
It's like when you a
Lull
kid.
you to sleep.
It's like when you a kid and your mom say sorry. You don't really want to say sorry. You know, it's like that. He don't. At the end of the
Say it
day,
and mean it.
Esau's not sincere.
Right.
If Esau does a favor for you, really you don't know that you're allowing him to become a ruler over you.
Yeah.
Like
a debt system.
Yeah, like whatever I do for you, just know, I'm gonna do this for show and make the world think that I'm a hero and I'm such a humanitarian. I care about people, but really when I do it, it's to put you in debt to me.
With usury.
With interest.
Yeah.
With interest, man. You know?
When he says in Hebrews the 12th chapter, he said how to say about he wouldn't repent, though he sought it carefully with tears. He looks repentant and everything, but he ain't really turned away from his wicked way. This man is only looking for a way to trap him. Hey, we say in modern day times the slogan is never let a good crisis go to waste.
Hey, why was the Bush families all right with Saddam Hussein?
Right.
But then 2003 comes, he got weapons of mass destruction. We got to take him out. And then, he didn't have weapons of mass destruction, but
just in case.
We
never got a real answer.
It never was no weapon.
It wasn't weapons of mass destruction.
Right.
They were sitting on those poppy fields. If I'm not mistaken, it was natural resources that they were sitting on over there in Iraq. So they needed an excuse to go.
Oil in Iraq.
Was it oil, right?
It was poppy in
Afghanistan.
Afghanistan.
Pakistan. Opium was Afghanistan, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So it was, I believe, it was the oil that they was looking for in Iraq. Okay. The same shit that he pulled over there in Libya.
Yep.
Okay, because they also produce oil over there, and also Gaddafi, he had enough gold to start his own currency that would be backed by gold, man. Yeah. So that was a threat to the petrodollar. So that was another reason why they took down Libya. But these different leaders, America at one point in time, certain presidents acted like they were cool with those men way before they decided to go into those lands and take them out and kill them. But before they do that, they'll try to demonize them in the media, say how much of a evil, tyrannical, dictator. Yeah, man.
They did that with World War II, with the propaganda.
Yeah.
With the, they said, the Germans were killing kids or chopping their heads off or something crazy. This is to receive sympathy to give them a reason to go over there.
Yeah. That's what Esau do, man. And then the citizens think that Esau's doing them a favor, like he's coming to save them from their so-called oppressive dictator.
Right.
No, man, Esau's pushing propaganda. He's using witchcraft on you to demonize your leader so he can overthrow him, so he can take over your land and change your policies, man. So he can give you his democracy, man. That's how the devil works. That's how the devil works, man. He makes you drink his wine, but he also put his sword to you to make sure you chug that shit down.
Swallow and change.
Swallow every drip of it.
Look what he did to so-called Native Americans, man. And how many treaties, you know, he had so-called agreed with the Gadites, man.
Yep.
Look how many treaties he broke, man.
Yep.
And where the Gadites at? Where the Native American Indians at? They on shitty-ass reserves, no running water. They got gas so fucking gone. It's like they goddamn drink alcohol, like, what's that? Rubbing alcohol.
Yeah.
You know, they drink, they inhale fucking spray paint cans. They all fucked up, man. Because of Esau, man. So-called white man.
Yep.
You know?
He never wants them to come. He never wants Gad to come back into power. Like come back to themselves.
You don't want Gad to sober up.
Yeah, don't let Gad sober up. That's your ass.
I mean, but see, Gad had to pay that price.
Yeah.
They thought that there was some type of good in the devil. And that's exactly what they got, man. They got bitten by the serpent.
There you go, Esau.
Here we go. Let me read this again. It's Sirach 14:7. And if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly, and at the last, he will declare his wickedness. Going back to that scripture where it says, "For as iron rusteth, so of his wickedness." You know, that looking glass, but when you wipe it off, you'll see that rust is still there, man. You're still gonna see that. Hey, was that Jeremiah the 13th chapter? Could an Ethiopian change his skin? Could a leopard change his spots? So they that are accustomed to do evil to do good, man.
The wicked, the Edomites, their natural mentality is wickedness.
Yep.
That's who they are. That's part of who they truly are. You got something to go down?
King David belonged to a tribe.
Yes, he did.
What tribe did he belong to?
The tribe of Judah.
Judah?
Yep.
Well, then somehow, and I don't know how, all three of my names are Hebrew in origin. So, but they traveled to the mountains.
So are the Khazars.
Well, yeah.
I don't know. But my name is Dwight David, son of Andrew, and they're all Hebrew in origin, so the truth.
Hebrew is a pure language, man. Everything goes back to Hebrew.
Yes. And it all goes back to Africa, but they don't tell you the truth. We all came 2 million years ago. Even scientists will tell you we all migrated out of Africa.
Yeah, that's that wine, man.
I know
Time.
That's his truth. And he has the power to put that shit in the textbook, and then Jake could just read it and be like, well, see, it says it in the book.
Is it 6, bro?
That's how easy they get our people, man.
Can I?
Yep.
Galatians chapter 4, verse 26. But Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all.
That's right.
Yep.
It ain't Africa.
Right. Motherland is not out.
That Fertile Crescent, that's where the Garden of Eden was, man. That's where life began. All right, where Israel is at right now. So hey, these devils, man, they shoot that wine out to the people, man. These people believe it.
And we read that about even bitter words. That's it. And anything that's not of truth is a bitter word, man. Is something that can kill you. Because if that philosophy that they give it to you sprouts, now you're gonna grow with that lie, thinking it's truth, and base things as foundation upon that. But that will never stand. It's gonna crumble at the end of the day.
And you pass that lie on, you pass that wicked philosophy on to other people, and it continues to grow. That's how Esau
It becomes a generational lie.
it becomes a generational lie.
And people are seared with that philosophy.
Could you get us the picture of the sign? Because the biggest lie was not telling you who you were, and then dividing you, and then calling you by his own names of the lands that he's conquered that you were in. Okay? So now you believe in everything he say, even though he's been your enemy by action the whole time. Okay? That's why we might never trust our enemy.
The biggest lies right there.
That's the biggest bold-faced lie ever right there. Okay?
When you let your enemy educate you, this is what you get in return, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Pseudoscience,
pseudo-religion. All right. False philosophy. That's what he'll do, man. If you let the enemy educate you, you end up like these niggas in the Christian church, man. Bug the hell out.
and And then you got these Edomites. They got all these degrees from Harvard and Yale, and you take that's something to you. That's like something they stand on, and that's what makes you take heed to what they're saying. Because they got a degree, or because they got a master's or a doctorate, that don't mean shit. Because the stuff that they're saying ain't backed up by truth. It's just based on perpetual lies, generational lies.
Hey, what society say? Go to college and get a good job. Now, if you go to college, you in debt. Working
at least 100 racks.
At least 50 to 100 racks. Then you get graduate college and you can't find no jobs. That's the poison that Esau, injects to the people.
Yeah.
Keep you a perpetual slave.
Yeah. Now the majority of these graduates, they can't find no job, man. So they have to work a fucking McDonald's job or a Walmart job. 3 or 4 jobs just to even survive, and they can't even pay off on these student loans.
Yeah, these women that can't pay their shit off, they just go to Pornhub applications. They get on, they do porn. They go out there and prostitute themselves. Go to strip club.
They go through all of that while working a 9 to 5.
Yeah, right.
Just to try to pay off.
She's at the bar this night. Thursday night she's bartending, and then the next night she's on the pole, and then the other night, she's on camera.
All while on Snapchat.
All while
Instagram.
On Instagram. Posting like she got with Louis bags.
Yeah. Like, selling box on Instagram too.
Yeah. Hey man, that college shit, man, that's the biggest scam out, man.
What do you do?
But it shows you our people are destroyed, man. Yeah. Their parents ain't even watching over them. Just let them run around in the streets. Exactly.
It's different if you train your children so they can go out there and be within reason. These kids is wild, man. We kind of touched on about what he does to the fatherless.
I got a quick script real quick. It's Psalm 58, verse 3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent.
Is that the one you were talking about?
Well, no, this isn't the one, but this.
Yeah,
it says they are like the deaf adder.
When you Edomites come out the womb, you automatically have a wicked spirit on you. And you're prone to be liars and murderers.
It says, they are like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ear, which will not hearken to the voice of charmers, charming never so wisely.
You can't charm them. You can't charm them. Even no matter what you do, sing and dance and chant them and all that, they never forget their agenda and mission against you. They always refer back to that. It's you wicked ass jakes that sleep and shit that don't get it.
Look at Solomon North. That's prime example.
I hated that movie, man. I hate that. I've seen it one time. I hate that movie.
Who chapter? Esau.
Esau chapter. But the prime example is just that, right? He's the greatest example.
Talking about 12 years of slave.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Now I was just gonna say that this dude was only out for himself, but that's because that's what the devil will separate you and give you. No, don't do it. And we can take this whole thing down. No. But then when he got out, it was about him getting out. Now about the whole people getting out. When he got free, the movie was over. No, the nightmare still continues. You didn't even get the one black chick out.
Yeah.
She was wrongfully beaten up, but whatever with all of that. But this is what that devil will do. He will feed you philosophy. And the moment you don't want to accept the philosophy, he's going to kill you. That's no different than when we start this lesson about the mark of the beast and the image, taking that servitude.
Hey, notice he's going out to all countries who's not with the democracy, man.
Yeah, right.
Yep. Anybody that's not with that feminist shit, that faggot shit, Esau is targeting them, man. Especially if they got natural resources.
Hey, what was it that Hillary Clinton said? She named all these same countries. She had a list of countries that they're going after.
Remember them countries that the Muslim ban that Trump tried to impose a few years back?
Yep.
Those are all Islamic countries, man.
Yep.
The only Islamic countries that he has no problem with are the Islamic countries that he has control
Yeah,
of.
but he already conquered.
Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia is one of them.
Yeah.
You know,
You have more?
I got a few, but let me get to the point because I read in Psalms how his poison as the poison of a serpent, right?
Right.
This is Isaiah chapter 27. Slide. Isaiah 27:1. It says, "In that day the Lord with his sword and great and strong sword shall punish Leviathan, that piercing serpent."
Yeah, Leviathan right here is talking about Esau, man.
Yeah.
Esau is that piercing serpent, man. He's
Yep.
cunning with his lies, man, and deceit, you know.
Yep. It says, "Even Leviathan, that crooked serpent, and he shall slay the dragon
Esau
that is in the
crooked,
sea."
man.
Con.
He's
Esau
very
crooked as hell, man.
Hella crooked.
You know, ain't nothing righteous about this man, man. You know, he always got some ulterior motive, man. He just can't help a person outright, you know, out of the goodness of his heart.
Exactly.
He always got he ain't got no goodness in his heart, man. He don't have a conscience, man. All right.
I got a pre-roll.
I'll read that again. It says, "In that day, the Lord with his sword and great and strong sword shall punish Leviathan, the piercing serpent."
Hey, the Lord's sword is Yahweh Shah. When he comes back, man, with his angels, man, that's gonna be the punishment, man.
Con.
That's when Esau is gonna get his payback, man. You know?
The dragon.
Yeah.
It says, "Even Leviathan, that crooked serpent, and he shall slay the dragon that is in the sea." Let me go to
Maybe shifts that you think, hey, for some of y'all that think, yeah, when the zombie apocalypse happened, and I'm gonna be out on the boat on the ocean, Leviathan's waiting for you out there. There's no escape from the righteousness and indignation of Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
That's right.
it's Revelation 20:1. It says, "And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key to the bottomless pit, and a great chain in his hand, and he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years." All right, it says, "And cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should not deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years shall be fulfilled, and after that he shall be loosed a little season." We always go into that period of 1,000 years where he basically was in exile. You know, the Romans, they was brought down, and a lot of the Edomites fled into the Caucasus Mountains. You know, so they were basically shut up for a minute. But then the Most High brought 1,000 years later that pneumonic plague, the Black Death, that took out 2/3 of the Moors, the Jakes that were ruling, so that Esau could come back into power. So during that time period, which was the Renaissance, this is Revelation 20 and verse 7. "And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth."
Yep, everywhere.
He went out and spewed that poison all over, man.
Form of
Christianity, you know.
democracy.
He's a real Jew.
Yep.
Democracy.
Your fucking
Renaissance
banks.
art, iconoclasm.
Yeah, your banks, your financial institutions.
Yep.
Creating world wars.
Yep.
This man is behind all of it. Hey, when that was that a Jake that did that? Went to the court and said that the only solution I see is to kill all the white people.
Exterminate, yeah, white
Exterminate
people.
the white
yeah.
people.
I think that was a professor.
Was it
Yeah.
Professor?
Yeah, it was a Jake professor. He was in that African shit.
But he was right.
Yeah, he said, "I see no other alternative or any other way but to exterminate white people." That's what he said, man. He did all the mathematical equations. He said, "I see no other way."
Yeah, he looked at and he was smart enough to know. He was in position to know.
Because they're gonna destroy everything.
The brothers holding, y'all all holding right now. Let's see what happens.
I got Micah.
You read right now, brother?
Yeah. I'm trying to find a scripture. But it says, the lake of fire that's prepared for the devil and his angels. Was it in the same chapter?
I think it's in 20 at the end, towards the end. Yeah, 15? No, whoever written the book of life.
Well, I'll just keep reading down. Verse 8, it says, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea, which is why the Most High is raising up them Russians to come against you, man. Because when that war takes place, it's going to turn nuclear, and y'all going to basically, that's going to be your downfall, man. It says, and they went up on the breadth of the earth and compassed the. Yeah, we good, man. It says, and they went up on the breadth of the earth and compassed the camp of the saints about and the beloved city, and fire came down from the Most High out of heaven and devoured them, and the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophets are, and it's like, and the false prophet are, and shall be tormented day and night forever and ever. So that judgment is prepared for you, for you devils, man.
That was the judgment leading up to that, the beast and the false prophet from Revelation the 13th chapter. That's going to have that mark, which is the mark of the beast. Okay.
And the false prophet is the Catholic Church, which that's the religious influence that you have over the whole world.
Right. Whether it's Islam, Hinduism, all of those stem out of that same church. Okay? That same philosophy. All right?
Yeah, all you niggas in Islam, you're just black Catholics, man. Yeah. So you're following the false prophet too. You all, so you call the so-called white man the devil, but yet you following Islam. You say in Islam, we say the white man is the devil, but Esau controls the religious institution that started Islam. So why don't you just denounce Islam?
Because they ain't got nowhere else to go. Because without a prison head nigga to tell you where to go, you got no influence and you can't decide where to go. And in this lane, this straight gate is too straight and too bitter for you.
Yep.
Okay, it sounds sweet, but it's way too bitter for you. You know it. That was it on that, right?
Because Islam, it still aligns with the ways of this world. Some of the customs go back to the Eastern way of living, but a lot of it still aligns with Esau's philosophies.
Yeah, Islam came from Catholicism.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's all it came from.
Because it's
an attempt to get the land.
It's universal. It's a universal religion, man. The Most High ain't dealing with universal religions, man. Okay? The Most High is not of this world. Islam is of the world. Christianity is of the world. The Bible is not of the world, man.
Right.
Okay? That's why this world is really against the Bible, man. Even those that claim to believe it and try to use it, they don't even believe the Bible.
No.
We prove that all time in and time out. With Christians, you bring out the scriptures that they never heard of. Who wrote that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the Old Testament.
Yep.
Well, that's under the Old Covenant,
The Lord said, I come in the volume of the book. It's written of me.
Yeah, in both, in the New Testament and the Old Testament, say it.
Hebrews 10 and
7
Psalms 40
and 7.
Yeah.
Come, man. All the New Testament writings is really
it's putting in the use of the believers.
It's all going back off of the Old Testament.
Yeah. What do you think the scribes and Pharisees were arguing about? Stuff in the law, stuff in the Old Testament, the prophecies.
And they always refer back to what was written in the Old Testament. Because the point of the book, and I'm going to say the Spirit gave it to me to understand it in this way. The first few books are written of the laws. There are laws in the first few books of Moses, right? After that, it's pretty much how the people live with those laws. And then it's the prophecies, okay? After that, and then coming to the New Testament, this is a little history with the Apocrypha and whatever else, and some prophecy in there. But then in the New Testament, what's in there? It's them referring back to the old laws and the old ways that people lived in the Old Testament to know what to do in the time present.
Yahweh Shai living those laws. You know, fulfilling those laws. Yes,
and when I say fulfill, a lot of you say, okay, so when it's full, you're done with it, right? No, just saying that it can be done. It's not over. You got to keep doing it. But the New Testament, here's the other thing. The Old Testament is written for the whole nation. The New Testament is written for the believers, for the elect. Okay? That's the difference. It's not the rest of you are just going to read it and not get the point. Right?
Because up to that time when the New Testament was written, we went from the Babylonians, Jacob scattered, went to the Persians and the Medes, Jacob scattered amongst them and the Babylonians. And then the Grecians, Jacob scattered even more. So up to that time, Jacob scattered through all 18 nations. So therefore, that's why the Spirit was on, the Most High put the Spirit on Apostle Paul, Yahweh Shai, to preach to the Gentiles.
After the Greeks, Romans.
The Romans. So Jacob was scattered, like they're scattered now. But if Jake never would have been scattered, it wouldn't have been mingled. But that goes back to the curses, man.
But like we were talking about the serpent, it's all his doing. He did all this. He scattered everybody around. And the Most High wanted that, but he fulfills that, and the blood is still on his hands. Okay. Who's about to read something?
I have Ecclesiastes too.
Read it.
Micah chapter 2, verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds.
And when that serpent is right next to you, that's how he got there. He devised how to get there, and once he got there, he's waiting for his moment that he devised to overthrow him. Okay? What did it say again?
Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds.
He has dreams about overthrowing you and being you to get the blessing back. Okay, go ahead, bro.
When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage.
Yeah, how you gonna say you're not this people, even though you live there and you got all the customs and you fit all the prophecies and everything leads back to you until I show up. Now that I show up, I'm gonna kill you, and then I'm gonna assume your identity. He is the greatest identity thief ever. But he's a fugitive, so he's on the run for it, because now he's being found out. All these nations are starting to realize this man is a fugitive. He did this, he did that. This is his claims. This is the things that he's done. And now he's being found out.
Yeah, once this man tried to go in Iran, that's the last. That's it, man.
That's it.
That's it. That's the last straw, man. The Most High is gonna send the son back.
Yeah.
All right, Iran, man. Iran is a major prophecy, man.
Right.
Along with the mark of the beast. And they talking about Iran now, man. Iran is a big news headline in the news, man.
Yeah, and that's gonna kick everything off.
Current events.
Because once they invade Iran, the other parties got to get involved. Russia got to get involved. China. All right, and eventually all those nations gonna be brought to that Valley of Jehoshaphat, Howard Shaphat. Who has some? I got some.
Joe, go what you got first.
All right, this is Ecclesiastes 1:15. That which is crooked cannot be made straight, and that which is wanted cannot be numbered. So this devil Esau, he's crooked. He can't be made straight. You alluded to the scripture you read that he can't do right. He can't do righteousness. He's gonna show his wickedness at the last end. All right, so it ain't no therapy. It's nothing that you get.